This is the third video in the Star Shadow Box series. It is adding the electrical LED lights to the shadow box. At this point, you have the internal stack complete. On the bottom, there are the holes for wiring. I like to use these little LED fairy lights, which I purchased from Amazon. There are 20 in a strip. The strip is about a little over 5 feet long, and it's perfect in size for this project. There is a link to these lights at the tutorial on my website, 3dcuts.com. I like using these because the wire is very flexible. They come in multiple colors. I have made the wiring in the shadow box flexible in case you have a different kind of LED lights to use. Now, on the bottom of mine, I have drawn a wiring chart only to help you. You do not need to do this. You do not need to follow this. It depends how much light you want and where you want it placed. You can create different moods with your light box depending on the type of lighting you put in. I'm going to start here at the S. I'm going to start in that corner, go over to these two, come through here, go diagonal to this corner, come back this way, go through the channel in the back, finish here, and come out to the back side for some more. That is my guide. Again, if you want, you can follow that. Pause the video and trace yours the same way, or you can do it your own way. In assembling it, I use binder clips to hold it in place so that if I don't like the way it came out, I can take it out and redo it. I really recommend that first time through because it allows you the flexibility of changing your mind. Okay, the first one has a little light that'll go in easily. As you get to the next one, I fold the wire like this and I make the light at the end of a long and skinny needle of wire that I can thread into the holes. Sometimes I will bend them a little bit to make them go to the back. Other times they just go in straight, but that's the technique that I'll be using throughout the whole thing. I'm going to start at my S right here, and I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to shorten this a little bit, and I'm going to bend it to the back. On the front of the shadow box, you want to be sure that the lights are not bending to the front. That causes a hot spot if it is touching the front cardstock. Now, everywhere a wire crosses the channels, the ribbing, you need to cut a little channel for it to go into. Be careful not to cut your wire. So I have a channel cut here, snipped it there. I'm going to put my wire through that channel, and I'm going to take the next one and put it down into the second hole. I'm going to turn it a little bit that way. Pop it in there, get that in the channel. It has no interest in staying in place yet, so that's where I take a little binder clip and I put it right there to hold it for me as I continue manipulating the wire. Every so often I look at the front. Here's a great example of a hot spot. That is leaning right up against the front. This one I can probably bend from this side. I have tweezers, my letter opener, another kind of tweezers, just a variety of tools to help me do this, okay? So we've got number 1, number 2 in, number 3. I make the skinny loop. I slide it down into the shadow box. I take a look at the front and make sure that I don't see it any place. And I take a binder clip and kind of hold it in place. Again, I have another channel coming. Make sure my wire is out of the way. Do a snip. Bring my wire through the channel and thread it into the next hole. I'm going to put a binder clip on it to hold it in place, and I'll work on it a little bit later as I start taping things. Let's go to the next one. I continued on through these, crossing here, putting the LED in this corner, coming forward here, crossing. This row here is different. The holes are connected, and in the end I snipped some more so that I could just loop the lights through that one. I'm back far enough in the shadow box that a loop worked better than individual lights. So that one was just a simple loop there. I snipped here again, and then I came forward to bring it to this back side. Each of them was applied the same way as these first ones, just following this location. This one will get left out of view. These last four will go here in the background. I will want them positioned fairly close to the top, and then I will run it so that the cord with the switch will go out through the corner. Now, these I can tape in place just lightly to hold them there. One over there, one in the center, and one in this corner over here. I'm just going to hold those in place, bend them back from the wall so that they're not showing in the front. And now I'm going to turn my design over and take a look at it. Oh, look at that. I have a hot spot there, I have a hot spot there. I see the wire, so I'm going to do some adjusting. The hot spot I should be able to take care of from the front by taking this and bending it back. But if not, I'm going to work at it from the back side. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Okay. This one over here, I can still see it a little bit more than I like to see it. They really catch your eye when the whole thing is done. There we go. Okay. I'm going to turn the lights out and take a look at it without lights, because that gives you the best indication of how it's going to look. The lights aren't totally out, but boy, doesn't that look wonderful. I'm now going to take Scotch tape, and wherever I can, oh, here's a light hiding down low. I'm going to bring that up. It doesn't do any good when it's down low. And I'm going to tape these wires in place, because once the entire star is together, you will have very limited ability to correct these if they move. So wherever I can tape wire here, I am taping wire. The batteries on these LEDs are replaceable. Those also are available through Amazon. And the battery is outside of the star, so you have access to it and can replace them. They are very reasonable in price. There we go. Okay. There's the taping of the back layer. Now, on the channels here, I am going to remove the binder clips and tape across the channels to hold the lights and the wires in place. Here, I can tape this one right along the channel because the wire is running right there. And then I'll take another piece of tape and I'll tape this one across the channels, down, up, down, up. All of this gets hidden, so we are taping for security. We don't have to worry about visuals. Every notch that I cut, I will definitely put tape over to make sure that the wire stays in that location. Okay, I've got the lighting complete. It's now time to move on to the final tutorial for the final assembly of the star shadow box. Almost there. The final directions for finishing up the star shadow box are in part 4, finishing up. The links to it are in the tutorial online, but also in my channel at YouTube. Thanks for watching and happy crafting.